I'm Chris Gray, and this is Reality Revelation Restoration. I'm just going to do this video in my car because I got out too late, and I don't have time to set up anything, so just want to do it right in my car. What I'm going to talk about is probably the most important thing that anyone that wants to walk the path and walk and take the journey back into the light where you live in faith. And faith, you want to leave behind the word. You want to understand what faith is and recognize that you're living in it. And the only way you can do that is you have to be still. You have to find your stillness, and you have to uncover your inner truth, your truth, your inner light. And then what you'll have to realize is that it's courage. And faith and courage, you can't, you separate the two. You can't have faith if you don't have courage, and you can't have courage if you don't have faith. And the enemy of faith and courage is appeasement. This is where everyone gets in trouble. The conforming and appeasing. Everything you do in this life has consequences, and it has a price tag that comes with it. Everything has consequences and a price tag. And if you have something you're supposed to do and you don't do it, there's going to be a price to pay for that. And the more you put it off, the bigger it turns into guilt. And resentment, because you resent it, because you know you're putting it off. And you're hiding from these videos are about coming out of your little hiding places so you can live a life that you're supposed to be, that you're originally supposed to be living. And the reason why you are off that path and your life is complicated, it's because you appeased all the wrong things. If there's something you shouldn't do, and you're doing it, you give it, like you're not supposed to smoke. You know smoking's bad for you. You wouldn't give it to a baby. You wouldn't give it to your dog. You wouldn't give your dog psychotropic drugs. You wouldn't give a baby psychotropic drugs. You see, you have to have some logic and reason are what you're looking for. All this stuff comes from within. You can't get it outside of yourself. All these people looking for love, they'll travel the world. There's people, they're liberals, most of them. They travel the world looking for somebody that's gonna tickle their ears with the lies they want to hear. They'll go anywhere and find the most. They'll make friends with the slimiest sleazeballs just for someone to tell them that they agree with their way of thinking. And they usually have to go into the gutter, or they have to find someone that's going to take advantage of their weakness. The drug pusher, the communist, the fascist. These people look for love from, they lost, they don't know who they are, and they're easy prey for the predators out there that are looking for a support group. Because evil and weakness needs a support group. Like, if you're, before I go on any further, right? Everyone has good in them. I know how to find it. I know how to make it. I know how to bring it out. I know how to bring out the best in people. But no one's watching my videos because I'm scary. Because this is scary, because I'm telling you what you don't want to hear. So, you'd rather go listen to some boring, liberal, reverend, or he's effeminate. He's not gonna. He's not gonna. He's going to appease you, because he's not going. He wants you to pay him your money in the basket, so he can get his. So he can survive. He's a parasite, is what he is. Because he doesn't. Most of these guys don't have a real job that they do. A lot of these guys are good guys. They well-meaning. They mean well, but they don't. They're not what. They're not going to bring you. You're not. They're not going to make you see the light. They're going to keep you. They're going to put a lampshade over your head, and you're just going to cover. You're just going to go there, and. I go to church, and I read the Bible, so I'm good. No, you're not. You're not good. Jesus said no one is good. But he meant that no one is good because you're disconnected from God. Because when you are reconnected with God, you'll see that you're united with your whole. And you realize that everyone else is too, but they don't see it because they're caught up in the lies. They're caught up in the world. And the world is the biggest lie of all. And when you find faith in God and clean up your act, you're going to see that you're going to have a different set of rules. You're not going to play by the playbook of the world. So you are going to be happy again. And you are not going to be fearful. And you're not going to, you're going to see that every breath that you take is the best breath. Every step you take is the best step. You're going to see the big picture of why you're here. And you're here so God can live through you, because God lives through all the creatures that he created. You take God, remove God from a tree, and the tree dies. You remove God from a person, he dies. She dies. Your pet. God is the living life force that is the life force that lives through everything that lives. And now, to live in the world, and play by their rules, it's complicated. What they're telling you to do is, it's a game. It's a game, and games are fun, but it isn't fun if you're always losing in the game. See, and when you play by God's rules, you're going to be the winner and not the sinner. You're going to be the winner because you're not playing by you're playing by a higher, the rules come from a higher source. And they're you can't describe it with words. It's, you realize that you can't outmaneuver evil in people. You can't outmaneuver that. You can't, your reflexes, I mean, to match wits with another person, to try to get above them when they're not honest, you're wasting your time trying to reason with someone that's basically, all they're doing is they're trolling you. They're trying to see if they can, they're looking to make a meal out of you is what they're trying to do. They want to eat you alive. They want to take some of your substance, and like they can tell. Because these people are creatures of, they're animals. And they know, they can sense it with their animal perception that they love, that they just hurt you somehow. And that you're licking your wounds now, and they took some of your life force from you. Well, you believe they did, but this is all illusion too. When you have faith, and you don't need to have quick reflexes in try to outmaneuver these people. You know what the truth is, and you know that the world, this is a game. It's a game. It's the carrot and the stick and beat the clock, and it's a fun game. This system of capitalism has some fun to it, but it isn't fun unless you're in your right mind. And there's going to be, you can't be on drugs. You can't be, when I talked about being an appeaser, you can't say no to these intoxicants and outside influences and the people in your environment that don't have your best interests, and they're using you. And you can tell how far along you are. You can tell how much you lie to yourself by your supporting cast. I have to tell you the truth here. This is what this channel's about. If you look at who your supporting cast is. If you need drugs and alcohol, or you need people to tell you all the time that you're okay, and you need positive affirmation and approval for what you're becoming, but yet, and you need a doctor for you, you're under a doctor's, when we're not under God's care, when you're not under God's care, you're going to be under the care of a doctor and a lawyer. And they're parasites. I mean, there's good doctors that do, you can't lump everybody into one category. This is not true. But the way the world is set up right now, this is a mess. This is a big mess. And you can't lie to yourself and get away with it. Like I said, there's a price tag. Like, take our President Biden, right? This guy stole the election. He had help with it. It was a massive, they had China in there, and a whole host of, they just couldn't stand Donald Trump. They couldn't stand him because he's a man. He's a real man. He made mistakes in his past. He doesn't always say the right things at the right times. But they never gave him a chance either. I don't want to make this a Donald Trump, love fest. But they never, right away, they because the establishment cronies knew that he wanted to give the government back to the people. And these people have been it's like a rat infestation. I don't care. The Republicans are too. They're holed up. They're squatters. Like the government was designed never to have people to serve 35-year terms as a congressman or a senator. These people are gangsters. These people are they're gangsters, and they're racketeering, and they're skimming. They're skimming off the funds that come in from the people, and the military's in it too. But these people all think they're going to get it in China. These people all think they're going to get away with this stuff. It's dishonesty. You don't form a network of thieves and think you're just going to get away with it scot-free. No one gets away with anything. Everything that we do has consequences, and everything that we don't do has consequences. So, you got a couple choices. You got a choice to make. Am I going to be a spineless jellyfish coward and always just cave in to impulses and people that are awful and bullies, or are you going to become who you are, get right with God, follow His rules and His higher purpose that He has set aside for you, and you're going to kind of settle into it. That's how you do it. But you have to settle into it by becoming still. And once you become still, this is where you're going to find the truth. You have to do real meditation. Not any guided meditation isn't what you're looking for. If you really want to find faith in the truth and not get caught up with some guru, and some of these guys are fun. They're fun guys. They train you to do stuff that's real fun. But you have to do your own homework to become who you are. You don't want to take on someone else's identity. What you're doing is, you got to remember now, your mind is an imitator. You don't understand how your mind works because you've never done your spiritual detective work by sitting still. You understand how your mind can imitate. It made another you. It duplicated a you in your thoughts. And this is tricky. But it isn't that tricky once you see what's going on here and you learn that how to use your body as a communication device. And you learn to use your body to absorb stress from your mind. The body can eat it up and hold it down until it disappears. You're never taught how to do this. They don't teach you how to do this anywhere. You have to find it out on your own. And you have to sit still to do it. I mean, there's people like myself out there that will help you. But you, ultimately, you have to go find a place where you can sit still for a while. It's going to take you a while. If you're an alcoholic, you can overcome any of these faults. It's a fault. It's not a disease. It's a fault. It's your weakness, because what you're doing is you're hiding from the truth, because the truth is so gentle, so peaceful, so intelligent that almost no one can stand it. That's how God is. God is perfect, and God lives in your mind, in the back of it. I mean, that's how I look at it. But God's in your mind. It's like he's the silent spectator of all the stuff that goes on. And once you find faith in you understanding, you can make choices. You always are going to have the choice to do stupid things. Or you have the choice to do what's wise. And you'll give up the resistance, because God's going to prompt you to move in the right direction. And you'll see it, the doubt is the double-mindedness. The doubt will make you lay there in your bed or sit and try to make excuses and put it off. Or you think that you have to use a big effort. This is all the tricks of the ego here, the sinful nature, the creature. But actually, you don't have to outmaneuver anything, or you have to just walk the path calmly. And of course, it's not easy, but it's easy and it's not easy. It's easy, yet it's not easy. It's getting dark out now. This is all the good life. The good life is a spirit. It's not in, like, you have your eyes. Your eyes allow the light in, but yet there's another light. Your eyes aren't the light. There's a light in your mind. This is what you're trying to burn. You want to get it to burn brighter, so it burns off the impurities. What you want to do is become pure energy, like Jesus. Jesus was pure energy. Jesus was a fun guy. They don't portray him like that, but I know he was, because of the things he said. Like he said, evil spirits are roaming this earth right now. That people like me kicked them to the curb. So now they have no home, right? So now what they're going to do is they're going to look for the pigs. They're going to look for the pigs. They're going to go inhabit the mind of a pig. The pigs. And then the pigs are going to either drowned in the lake or run or fall in the ditch or run off a cliff. Because this is what happens. This is what happens to evil people. When evil inhabits your mind, which is the ego, it's Mummy's little helper, Mummy's little buffer that she put in there, because she can't take the light either. She goes to the doctor and the lawyer and the culture. She doesn't want to, her husband, no matter how right the husband can be, the wife cannot accept it. She may learn to live with it, but, it isn't that she's not going to accept it. Her timing is off. The woman has to see things. They have to sugarcoat it. It has to have a sugar coating on it for the ladies. It's funny. I love the ladies. I see how they are, you know. I watch them, you know, and of course I do. You know, and I see how they are at work, you know, and especially the big ones, the big Hispanic ladies, you know, big, strong Hispanic ladies. They're funny to watch. And they're willful. You can see it. Like, I see these women out here nowadays, they could break a man in half. I mean, men are so weak-minded because they've had too much mothering. Society, like I say in my videos, they changed, they blotted out history and changed it to her story. And, you know, they're going to try to force this vaccination on us, you know. I mean, if I have to get it, I will. I don't want to. I'm not afraid of it, but I know what the ultimate goal of the totalitarian evil mindset is: to control the minds of all the people and make them conform and complacent to just do what they're told. With the signs they're going to put everywhere. That's what they're going to do. If the communists ever take over our country, they're going to tell you what you can think. See, right now what you got is the the puppets. They're the marionettes. These are the useful idiots. These are the ones on strings. They're being told what to say, what to do. But they don't know they think that everything's rosy, right? Because they're going along with the agenda. See, they hate the thought of a country that is better than other countries because of honesty. They hate honesty because they lie to themselves, and anyone that's honest, they're going to try to make him seem, they're going to mock him and spit on him and beat him. You see, remember what they did to Jesus, right? But in the end, if the hardline communists take over, they're gonna get rid of these people. You won't see them again. They'll be gone. They went on vacation permanently. But I don't think it's gonna happen in this country. But I could be wrong. But there's one thing that they like to try to sweep under the rug every day. The left. In the rhinos, Republicans that are basically it's a network of boyfriends and girlfriends, not men and women. It's boyfriends and girlfriends doing naughty things together. And they're thieves, and parasites, and they're all in a network. They're all in cahoots with doctors and pharmacies, but I'm not going to go into that because you can do that yourself when you see the truth. You can see what a lie this whole world is. There's some headlights. I'm going to cut this video short in a minute. But, let's see. I just want to say that they will. What they haven't taken. They know that the public is armed heavily. This is a factor. And if the people have to. The people are sitting back right now, just waiting to see what's going to happen. all the gun owners and the like. But if it gets, they're brave. Believe me, they haven't spoken yet. They don't want to. They want the government to straighten out its mess with the right people. But like Donald Trump and his guys can't steal back the country, because 2 wrongs don't make a right. You have to do it the honest way. But it's not going to be easy when you got people with rigged voting machines and using scare tactics with viruses and propaganda. See, people don't understand what's going on here. The young people don't understand what's going on because they were taught her story instead of history. So they don't know how devious the communist mind is in the psychopolitics. They use psychopolitics in Marxism. What they're looking for is the malcontent, the person that's not happy with their life, and they don't want to they want the easy way out. They don't want to go back and find themselves by sitting still and finding them and letting the light the light is going to the true you is going to, they don't want to go back and brighten the light up and let the true you shine through, because that means that they have to see the ugliness of the lie that they made, the lies that they made in their mind. The ego, with mommy's help and daddy's, when daddy was asleep, or daddy was drunk, or daddy was out chasing other women. I mean, this is the cold, hard reality of all this. So you have to take it. I'm going to end this video now because it's getting darkened. You have to learn how to sit still and learn how to concentrate without flinching, you see, and flickering. And this is what you'll learn how to do. You'll realize you don't have to outwit or outmaneuver evil spirits, the one in you. You don't have to. You have to watch it until you get back in the right, everything gets back in the right order. Where can you hear a message like this? Nowhere. Because they're not going to tell you. Because they're going to play a game with you. What they want to do is string you along and try to get money out of you. Because they're not real truthful. They write books. Book after book after book. You only need one book. There's a couple of good books. There's the Bible, and there's A Course in Miracles. That's a good book too. It's a good supplement to teach you reason and logic. How to use reason and logic and stillness, and to retrain yourself. You see, you don't want to tamper with your mind. There's nothing wrong with your thoughts. They're your directives. You need directives, except some of your directives are no good, and they need to be let go of. And see, you need your thoughts. You need your directives so you have a direction to go. But a lot of this stinking thoughts are vanity. And so you have to go through the process like a good boy and girl and take your time out and do it right. You don't, when you meditate, takes no effort. You don't strain your eyes. You close your eyes. You look at the middle of your forehead. You relax. And you find what's going to happen is you're going to become aware again in your being. You're gonna separate your awareness of in your being are gonna separate from the thought realm, and it's gonna be like encapsulated in its own little encapsulated atmosphere. Not atmosphere. Maybe it is atmosphere. You know how the earth is protected by its atmosphere. The world will be contained and encapsulated in like an own atmosphere that, and there's like a membrane over it, that just a little membrane. This is all spiritual now, that keep it separated from your being. And this is how you learn how to this is how you learn how to you'll be able to harness all your energy, which will be in your core, and you'll learn how to really, really live. With that, I'm gonna go. I know there's only a couple people watching these videos, maybe one. Still gonna put them out there because that can change. These videos will help anyone if you want to be true to yourself. Stop, and you want to be honest and realize that there's a light in your mind that's divine, and it's in there, and everyone has it. See, this is why you're going to learn to forgive other people and I look at everybody as myself. Like when I see other people, like I look at them as me, because they have the same source of life that I have. Like Jesus said, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And all the other good things that Jesus said. Because Jesus was a good guy. And with that, I'm going to go. And God's never going to leave you. You left him. He didn't leave you. You rebelled. But that's good. But you rebelled from God, which wasn't good. You should have rebelled from the world into God's arms, loving arms. This is what you're going to do now by meditating correctly. No one ever comments on my videos. You're probably afraid to do it. I don't know what the problem is here. I don't know. Maybe I don't know how to get this message out on YouTube without. I'm going to have to find some way to do it. But, I mean, I do it anyways at work, and I do it wherever I go. So, it all adds up. But anyways, I'll put this one out there too. Thanks for watching. And like and subscribe. And get some other people to watch these videos. It's not going to hurt you. You'll never go. Just to know that there's another way to do things in life than what you see on television. And there's a good life to be lived without all the fear and the drama and the degradation. With that, I'm going to go. So, God bless you, and keep meditating.